Now take Adamawa State, for instance, now, where the State Command of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has sealed a bungalow used as a stash house for cannabis. The State Commander of the agency, Mr. Yakubu Kivo, who took newsmen around the sealed facility in the Damilu area of Jemeta, says the seizure was a record one in the state. He warns drug peddlers to desist from the trade that has caused harm to the health of the people.
In which the blocks of cannabis were found has been sealed pending the outcome of our investigation. On this note, the command would like to enjoin members of the public, most especially landlords, to always make it a point of duty to know their tenants or whoever they are leasing their property to and what such property is being used for. Any building used as a warehouse for illicit drugs stands to be forfeited to the government.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Customs Service Federal Operations Unit Zone A in Ikeja, Lagos State, the Southwest, says it's generated in the month of December 2016 alone 1.3 billion naira from seizure of various contraband with duty-paid value of over 800 million naira and over 400 million naira from duty payments and demand notices on vehicles and other general goods that try to beat the system from seaports, airports and border stations. The controller of the unit, Mr. Haruna Mahmudu, also says the command has arraigned 2 Chinese smugglers and 1 Nigerian before Honorable Justice Mohammed Hassan at the Federal High Court, Ikoyi, for storing and exporting prohibited items like raw hides and skins, elephant tusks, foreign parboiled rice, frozen poultry products, smuggled vehicles, Indian hemp, and various general merchandise. To the south-south, the Cross River State Governor, Professor Ben Ayade, has unveiled the 2017 Carnival theme, which is migration. At the unveiling of the theme in Calabar, the Cross River State capital, the state governor believes that immigration will tell the story of Africa's salient phenomena in Europe and other continents of the world, which all leaders of Africa need to address.
From Germany to Switzerland to Italy, just name it. There is a massive immigration reviews to curb the incursion of Africans. Young, healthy forces, young, intellectual, well-gifted continent, perpetually in search of an alternative location. What has gone wrong? Perhaps time has come when the refugee camps overseas needs to be closed. Africa must break through technologically to have its opportunity to actually stand firm in the committee of continents. Time has come for us to celebrate Africa. I can speak endlessly on the emotional pains that I have as an African, who by virtue of my intellect have found myself across the globe, exhibiting excellence in all challenges I have faced. And sadly, by circumstance of my color, I am rated and judged even before I'm tested. Africa must tell our own story.
Professor Ben Ayade, Governor, Cross River State. The chairman, Niger Delta Development Commission, Senator Victor Ndoma Egba, has urged youth of the region to always engage in spiritual exercises aimed at curbing youth restiveness in the region. According to him, the more engaged the youth are spiritually, by thinking of God first, the better for them and the region in general. Senator Ndoma was speaking through a representative at an event put together by the Boys Brigade in Calabar, also in Cross River State.
Towards preparing our children for the future. And I believe that even though there may be several other platforms to groom the boys, truly the Boys Brigade represent one of the most veritable and sustainable organization and platform. Having survived for over 100 years, truly represent one of the best platforms that we can groom our children, especially those of the Christian faith, to walk in the way of Jesus Christ.
From all indications, it's very clear that even the youth restiveness we're talking about in the Niger Delta can be curbed by this kind of a thing. If in the evening evenings, you find people who are supposed to be out in the streets creating some other problems, sitting there and praying to God. You never can tell how many people can be touched by that, and at the end of it, the country will be better for it.
Finally, to the north-central part of the country and the education sector, resident doctors at the Jos University Teaching Hospital embarked on a peaceful protest within the hospital premises, demanding better conditions of service, improved infrastructure, and implementation of agreements entered into between them and the federal government. The group also accuses the governing body of the hospital of bad conditions of service, making the lot of youth workers worse than some of their counterparts in other states.
A directive from the National Association of Resident Doctors to all her chapters in the country to proceed on this procession, basically to mourn the death that we've been recording in the health sector. Death of principles, death of ethics, death of responsible leadership. All the demands that are being fought for by or outlined by NAD also affects JUT. Principally the issue of sacking. Against extant seculars, JUT has continually sacked our members and ensured that it creates a situation where they are psychologically traumatized. Now, there is a circular from the Federal Ministry of Health that has outlined how residents should exit the program. JUT has refused to acknowledge and to respect this circular.
And that's where we'll draw the curtains for this edition of News Across Nigeria, where we keep you updated on what's happening across the nation. I'm Olumide Macaulay. Thank you for watching.